We were with Sebastian Loeb in front of us. We had everything to learn from him and from these kind of guys. Sometimes you have some times in front of you that you say, wow, how can he do that? And years after years, you learn how to do it. It seems that Sesks already learns how to match the pace of the big one. So let's continue like this.
All right, well, coming this afternoon is 4 stages, but we have got a full media zone to get through. And the first of the people, we've got interviews coming in from Bex Williams as well, but we're actually going to grab Rich Milner for you as well. We're going to put you right in the middle there, Rich, right in the hot seat.
All right.
I don't get the handshake. I'm not jealous at all, not jealous at all.
You didn't win a world championship with us, so that's what you have to do.
OK, I feel like I may never get that handshake then. Right, let's talk. Your boys out there doing a great job. We've just talked about them being the new generation. It's exciting.
It's great to watch. It's fantastic to see it, and the battle with Seb is pretty incredible when you think about it. You know how much what Seb's achieved in his career and where Martin's is quite impressive. So regardless of local knowledge, road position, any of those kind of things, I think he's doing a fantastic job, and it's hard to watch because that last stage, especially how fast it is. There was a couple of moments where we were all in the office going, "Ugh." It's really good.
I did hear you guys in Poland, actually, when Martins was wowing us. I could hear you guys in M Sport, the cheers and the wows and the oohs as he was going through the stage. It is quite special to watch, Julian.
Yes, and immediately, since the beginning, I'm saying that Sesks is very straightforward. Don't push extra pressure on me. Anyway, I will not take it. He's quite clear for that. He knows that he's doing great, but I said, in any case, at the end of the rally, he will say, when is next? I want to do more. And of course, when I look at the calendar, and if you look to 2025, it's tomorrow. And if you want to see, I want to see the pace, and you want to see the pace of this guy on a more twisty, roughy tarmac events on gravel, Greece would be possible, you think, concretely, to have Sesks aboard with M Sports?
I mean, we would be lying if we said we hadn't thought about the same kind of things, and there really isn't that many opportunities left this year to do something else. It's not as easy as unfortunately as just saying let's go and do something else. These 2 events were possible because of WRC. Martins himself and M Sport, all 3 of us worked together to fund these 2 events, and so to do another event is a big challenge to find. But I think it would be very interesting to see how he could fare against the guys on a more technical, slower rally, because I think it's a very different environment to what we've had here in Poland and Latvia. But the interesting thing and the exciting thing to kind of look at is like I'm saying, his consistency against the other guys over the entire weekend. That is really quite impressive. The speed is impressive, obviously, but we knew coming into this he was fast. But what he's been able to hold and it doesn't seem at the moment to be able to be put off by home pressure and the pressure of Seb and Oit. Oit's coming very quickly behind us as well. That's what's really quite impressive for me.
I agree.
Yeah, well, definitely some things to think about, though, although you're saying, things might not be possible, but it's definitely food for thought, at very least.
Absolutely, and the goal of this programme of allowing youngsters to get the opportunity into a Rally 1 car was to do exactly this. I don't think any of us really expected it to be quite so successful on the first go, but, we've talked about wanting to give this opportunity to others as well. So the whole idea of the programme was to give a foot in the door for somebody, and we want to try and find more than one character. Yeah. But Martins is obviously very charismatic. There's a lot of great feedback from the fans about him, and it's a pleasure to work with. He's a pleasure to work with. So, we definitely need to do some work again after this rally finishes. But let's see. The pressure, unfortunately, is going to naturally build now. We've got 1.5 days left, and he's very close to podium in his home country. So, with that comes added pressure that we can't do anything about apart from trying to keep him on the same level he's at now.
And Adrian Formeau keeping Elfyn Evans at bay at the moment. So the youngster's really doing well today.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian was a little bit, not downbeat like yesterday morning, but obviously a little bit more frustrated that he wasn't on the same pace as yesterday afternoon. But we talked about it, and we kind of said, keeping in touch and keeping on a fast pace is always the way, because if something happens, you're going to gain a position. That's exactly what's happened with Taka. If you fall away and you kind of give up the motivation, you end up losing so much time. When something does happen to somebody else, you don't benefit. So you've got to keep going. You've got to keep pushing, and you know that from when you were there. You can't ever stop.
And speaking about those 2 guys, did they share some settings or some test days together? I don't know. At the beginning of my career, Seb Ogier went onto the right seats of Seb Loeb just to know what you can do with such a car.
Yeah, we didn't share drivers on the same day, but we're very open within the team. We have the 3 engineers work together. Normally we have 3 engineers for 2 cars, and the 3rd engineer, Gavin, is kind of overseeing both. But Gavin is looking after Martin's here. But they're all sharing the information together, and we're really open with that. There's no advantage for us to hide information from somebody else, especially when we're in a position like here. So.
And if we are speaking about a bit of technical side, then can you say that both of the guys have more or less the same settings, or do we have some major differences?
No, very, very, very small, and the differences will more likely be down to driver preference than a lack of similar parts. The goal is to give them exactly the same, because it gives us positions like we have here. So we want to get the best results, and to do that is by sharing information.
All right, Rich, we really do appreciate your time, and I hope the nerves are not too much watching this afternoon's stages. OK, Bex Williams now is with Esa-Pekka Lappi.
EP is first on the road out there today, but from what we're hearing from some of the drivers, certainly running a little bit behind, and even from yourself, there's a little bit more grip in places than there was yesterday. Are you finding that even from first?
Yes, I do, yeah. I have all the time more grip than yesterday, but that's probably, due to the road conditions as well, or even it shouldn't be. But in fact, I think we changed a lot of the car, and now it works. So I think that's the biggest reason anyway.
Yeah, it was a bit of a frustrating day yesterday, wasn't it? Because you said on multiple occasions you were struggling for grip out there. We weren't seeing the pace that we would normally expect to see from you on such rallies. What was changed last night then to make things a little bit better?
Well,
a lot of things?
Plenty. Plenty of things. We, let's say, turned the suspension opposite way completely. Let's say the idea, we changed camber, we changed ride height, so a lot of things. But yeah, now we found the direction.
Which is a good thing, and you seem in more positive spirits out there today. Difficult day out there though, because of course there's only 2 stages which are, well, 1 stage which is run twice. All a first pass out there pretty much today.
Yeah, but I can still enjoy. I mean, if you don't just watch the times, then it's actually a lot of fun. Now when the car works, I can do whatever I want. And choose my line, so it's perfect. It's very enjoyable. Although we are losing half a minute per stage almost, but it's the name of the game. Sometimes it's like this last one was amazing, cleaning all the time, but you can't do anything for that, so don't complain about it.
Okay, thank you very much, EP.
Bex Williams, Julian, I'm going to go straight to you because we've got Martin Vidaga, but you've got about 3 minutes left now.
Yeah, 3 minutes left. I was watching you taking some pictures at the very last moment to send to your team of the car. Some small damages, but of course that we need to replace and everything. What is your job right now, 2 minutes before checking in at the service park?
Yeah, we try to give as much information as possible about the shape of the car, about what they need to replace in service, because we have only 40 minutes. It seems a lot, but to replace some parts, it's not a lot. So they will prepare everything in advance. As soon the car is coming, they jump on the car and they start to replace things.
And it's time for you soon to check in. 3 minutes on your watch. It will not be longer. What is just the feeling on those very fast? Is it the fastest stages that you ever experimented here overall?
Not really, actually. I think Estonia and Poland are a bit faster even.
Okay.
This last one was a quite high-speed stage, but the ones in Poland were quicker, I think.
And one last word about those anti-cut poles. What is your feeling and observations about it?
I don't like it so much personally. It's not natural, and as a driver, you want to use the cut to have more confidence, and now you are always pushed outside, and then another one is coming, so you're actually dancing in between the poles. So it's not very natural for rallying.
This is what we witness also. Thank you.
Martin, thank you so much. I fear that your time is running out. So with that, we'll hand over to Bex Williams, who's got Thierry Neuville. In fact, they spoke just a minute ago.
Thierry, talk to me about the morning out there. You made up a position first thing this morning on Gregoire Munster. It's all about trying to make those positions up. It gets a bit more difficult now, though, because there's such a big gap out to Evans, which is, even with the kilometres over the entire rally, is a bit impossible.
Yeah, I mean, we are, 8th overall at the moment. That's the position we are now, and we have to deal with. I mean, Taka obviously lost some time, but it's still 39 seconds to go. So it won't be possible with his advantage with the road position. So try to stay there and see what happened in the front. There are a few fights going on, so let's see if we can benefit from something.
What's it been like out there today from second on the road? Because I mentioned to EP earlier that everyone seems to be talking about this amount of grip that has suddenly appeared now that we've moved location in Latvia. Are you finding that as well?
No, I didn't find any grip. I don't know where you find grip. At least looking at the times, there's no grip for sure. So yeah, I'm driving my rally. I was just focusing on catching Grégoire, so I pushed a bit in the first stage, but then he obviously took immediately 15 seconds. So after that, it was a clean run through, and yeah, just waiting.
Second on the road today is a bit better than first, but there was the possibility, obviously, of you being first yesterday until the team changed that round. When did you know that the team were going to do that?
Actually, when we came back to the service, the team told us that they have asked EP to give him a target time. So that's basically when we got the info.
How much better is it from second on the road today, would you say, than rather than being first in EP's shoes?
It's quite a difference. I mean, It's easy to see. We took out 12 seconds on the first stage of EP, and then on the other, always between 4 and I think 8 seconds per stage. So it's clearly visible, and I think also the contrast with Grégoire, who yesterday was constantly faster than us, and today it's more than a second per K, so I think it's very obvious.
Is it enjoyable? Because I know you're quite close to the front still, and yesterday was first. Is there any way this rally can be enjoyable for you?
No, I mean, like I said yesterday, I was enjoying the driving and the stages, but you just can't look at any stage times because it's frustrating. I mean, at the end, you're doing the job, and you probably take more risks than anybody else with outlines, not knowing how the grip is going to be, no consistency. So you take probably more risks than anybody else, and the times are far much slower.
From Thierry to Scott Martin, I know you're checking your watch as well. We are invading your time. Just talk to me about what it's been like this morning. You guys have struggled a little bit. What's it been like out there?
Yeah, no, it's actually it was just maybe the last stage where we struggled a bit more than we should have done. But all in all, I think the pace has been there. I think Oit is going really quick behind. And we're trying to catch Adrian Famo. And you'll see on the last stage, he actually took a couple of seconds back off us. So, but until that point, we'd been nibbling away at his times. So no, pretty good morning. A little bit different character stages today. A lot more cleaning, I would have said.
Okay.
A lot more of this like bigger gravel on the top of the surface. So yeah, a bit more what I'd expect from Latvia, to be honest. A bit more traditional Latvian stages from what I remember. But no, pretty happy in the car, feeling good. You know, some of the guys had hard tyres and some had full softs, so there was a bit of strategy there. Yeah. So maybe we didn't quite nail that as well. So anyway, a pretty good morning.
Yeah, not bad.
You like those fresh new stages? I mean, this itinerary is quite unique. We really never experimented so much new stages all day long, let's say.
Yeah, no, it's new. Cool. Yeah, it's cool, and actually they're delivering it really well. Like, I'm really impressed with that. Yeah, I mean, I would like to look at it more and see maybe to get a few more stage kilometres. But all in all, it's interesting, and it's, yeah, like you said, unique and new. Exactly. And they actually are, yeah, they're delivering it really well. And of course, it's much more busy for us.
Yeah, preparing the pace note and everything for sure, because we have to explain, and you leave when you have to leave.
Yeah, I'll run.
Actually, I'm happy that you are still wearing my
exactly.
watch.
Look at that.
We have to explain that. At one point, you can get used to a stage as a co-driver. I mean, if you go to Oninpuya, you have been there, and I don't know, 12 times, 15 times, 16 times maybe, or more.
Yeah.
So you get used to this stage, and at one point, maybe there is a little bit less excitement, you know, the excitement of discovering something new. So I understand what you mean here.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people think that the co-drivers and the drivers are just hanging around in between two rallies.
Oh, your beep.
We were just speaking about your private life, but still professional also. You will go to the next little rally in Finland, straight away from here. Then
we've got a test first, and then we do this practice event in Finland, and then straight to the WRC
main event.
So yeah, I go straight to Finland tomorrow night. and don't go home. Don't pass go.
Okay.
Basically,
WRC
no
guys.
rest for the wicked.
No.
I heard you beep, so I don't know how important that is.
Oh no, it's okay.
Okay. All right.
We're doing okay, but maybe you're sick of me already.
We're definitely not sick of you. Can you give me an idea of what we can expect from this afternoon? Obviously, again, Julian's touched on it. New stages, a city stage as well. Anything that's a real standout, a real focus for this afternoon, or all similar?
Well, we've got that stage, the rerun of the one we've just done now. This will probably be quite aggressive on the tyre now that it's fully clean and it's quite it looks like a hard-based road. And then, like you say, we've got the city stage to finish. So it's going to be a short afternoon. We've done 70k this morning, now 30. So again, like just a total different mindset. And I think expect much the same, but the guys are going to be going even quicker, I think.
All right, enjoy it out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Elvin Evans
you very
spoke
much.
to Bex Williams just a few moments ago, so we'll speak to him right now.
Alvin, an interesting morning out there. We've seen you battling with Adrian Formeau to try and gain important position today for the points. How do you feel it's going?
Not as well as I'd really like. Probably come to the end of the few stages thinking there's 1 or 2 seconds left, and I probably could have done with them 1 or 2 seconds really. Bit like that. It's not been a bad morning, but not perfect.
We've been talking about the slight differences between the stages today and yesterday. They do differ a little bit, but the big factor is it's still quick out there and there's little kind of margin for error.
Yeah, that's right. Some of the sections are almost like built up with a few ditches, and of course you have these poles on the inside, so it can be easy to run out of road.
Talk to me about the importance of this afternoon. Now, what's the interesting factor of Latvia is it's a lot of first passes here, so you guys are discovering, even though you're reusing some sections of stages, how much on the limit can you be this afternoon to try and get Formeau, because points are all important, over Thierry, who's behind you?
Yeah, we have to keep trying and try and have a good run this afternoon. Of course, it's important, so let's wait and see.
Tyres are also important, though, and we're still kind of learning about Latvia ourselves. Hard compound come into factor this afternoon, or is it not that abrasive? Or
There's a lot of first pass again. That's the thing. So, yeah, let's see what we decide to take.
Vague as ever, and I love it. Thank you, Alvin Evans.
Come on, baby. It's time for you to speak on TV if you want. I see that you have plenty of different strange drinks. I had the same. I mean, when we were here, we are really happy to have those little daddy for us that bring some food, some fresh things, some fresh towels and everything. How are you?
All good. And I remember when you said you will retire, you will be our water boy. So where's the water?
That's true actually. Sorry.
Thank you.
So you are finished, obviously. So you get used to fast roads. How fast would you note those ones?
They are pretty fast. I don't know if you get used to it. You just read your pace notes and hope everything goes well.
You don't have time to repeat anything, huh? This is
No, Kalle doesn't like it. He doesn't like repeating, so he just wants it on time. So for sure, if you miss something, like you read something too early, then you repeat it. But I try not to.
Did you make? Your driver, the team, did you make any notable mistake this weekend? Because it looks that you had a pace that you increased step by step. You were already on a nice level, but is there something that you could do better so far?
I don't know. Maybe yesterday we could have done a bit better overall, but I guess the gap is now fine, so I don't see any big
Of course, now this is not the moment to speak about it.
Yeah, everything seems to be going fine. We haven't had any moments yet, so hopefully it will be stay like this. And I don't know. It's just feeling quite good. Yesterday maybe we were hoping to be a bit faster, but also the starting position was not the best.
We were doing a kind of a co-driver tour right now because we spoke with most of them. Question, what are you going to do in the next 2 weeks? Because Scotty are going to be quite busy doing some tests, the small event in Finland, the rally in Finland, WRC. Will you do the same, or just chilling at home and enjoying your maybe victory here?
Maybe Scotty didn't tell you everything, that he's coming to Finland with me on Monday.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there because I think someone also wants you and you might share too many secrets as well. All right, well, Bex Williams also working very hard. You did a very good job as water boy. I'm impressed.
That's true. I say that, so I have to keep my power up.
Okay, well, Bex Williams has been working very hard getting those interviews in as well. Sebastian Ogier, we may as well go there. She recorded this just a bit earlier on.
Sebastian Sebastian, you've moved up a position today, but you just said to me off camera, you've been struggling a little out there this morning. I'm not used to hearing these words from you. Why do you feel you're struggling out there?
Because I'm not happy with my loop. Honestly, I could have done much better, but didn't push enough in the morning. Then some mistake there and there, which cost me time. So I went in the ditch once, which never really good. So. No, I'm not happy. Yesterday I could say I was satisfied with what I've done. Today is not the case. So we have to try better this afternoon. Even if it's a short afternoon, everything is counting now.
That was a little bit of a heart-stopping moment into the ditch. You were very lucky there was nothing in the ditch, I guess.
I think most of the ditch here looks pretty empty, but still they are deep, so it's never easy to come out. So that was, last corner of the stage. You want to carry on for the last straight, the maximum speed, and unfortunately the edge of the road was very soft and it catch me out. So. Luckily, like you mentioned, I came back. Cost me a small 3 seconds, unfortunately, but better that than staying in the ditch. So,
no.
Like you say, we are now second, but for no difference, only 0.6. So for sure, everything is still to play. And Oit have done a good job this morning and came back only 10 seconds behind. Means for sure it's easy strategy from now on. We just need to push.
You mentioned strategy. Talk to me about tyres. We're all still learning about the stages here in Latvia, and they seem to have had maybe a slightly different characteristic than yesterday. How much is the hard going to be called into play this afternoon, do you feel?
It's never a really easy choice because at the end it doesn't make big difference most of the time in terms of time. It's just more feeling from drivers sometimes. Of course, this afternoon it's a bit hotter, but it's very short, and that's it's often pushing towards soft tires. So I'm quite sure most of drivers are going to have a majority of soft tire, but we have to see. We have to see what's still the best package.
Well, from there to here, I'll break you to, we've got Petter Solberg joining us now. We will hear from Oliver with Bex Williams, but I just wanted to check in with you as well, because we've seen you sort of in the tyre fitting zone. You've been moving around Latvia as well. What have you made of the new addition to the WRC calendar?
Well, first of all, I'm moving around as a tourist. I'm staying in the motorhome, wakeboarding. I have done, a guy in my age, really cool. I just try to enjoy the rally, Latvia in general, we have a lot of friends there, and the rally is actually really nice to watch from TV, and it's really good.
I think we had the word with Bex yesterday, or with Ogier, saying for the dad it's quite cool to watch his son on the stage. For the mom, it's always maybe a bit difficult, even though we know that Pernilla is 200% DNA of rally and motorsports. But is it the case in your family?
Yeah. We all love it, and we just try to enjoy most as possible. We want to support the rallying most as possible when we are around. This is, like my second hobby, to be around and enjoy, meet all the old friends, and
we didn't have so much fights together. I mean, on the ground, this is unfortunate, but maybe
still
one day.
Still friends, though. Yeah.
Still friends. Then.
There's still time for some fights. We'll find some fights for you guys to have. So, Oliver, obviously very impressive out there. What have you made of the pace of these stages? I mean, it is quite hair-raising to see how fast. We've spoken to quite a few co-drivers now just in this section, and they're just touching on how fast it really, really is.
You need commitment. I must say, from the TV point of view, it looks unbelievable. I like the last stage now, when you have the helicopter shot.
Are you talking a lot of shit again?
No.
We're actually talking about you, Oliver.
Same.
Yeah. So the flow is really nice to watch. So I think for the people watching, they can see what's rallying is about. Is commitment. You need good co-driver and good pace notes. And I don't think that the co-driver gets as much credit these days like early days, I must say. And
look at the smile.
No, but it's true, because it's not enough.
Always proud and humble around that, but thanks for that.
No, because it's not enough interviews with the co-drivers. They are actually a part of this so much, and I'm so impressed with the co-drivers over the years, and it's so many good ones, and their feeling is so important, same as the driver, You owe me a beer.
Did you co-drive yourself, your son?
Yeah, Pernilla, you know, the first rally or test Oliver did was here when he was 15, and they rolled on the first run.
Oh.
And 2 hours later he was, but Pernilla did the co-driving, not me. I have no chance I will co-drive.
That's quite impressive, actually. Mum doing the co-driving, that is very impressive. All right, Petter, we really do appreciate your time. Lovely to see you enjoying all of the scenery.
Nice
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have another interview that Bex Williams has got in, and I'm just going to dip into it. It's Taka.
Taka, we've seen a brilliant attack from you from the morning to defend your position, but unfortunately on the previous stage, disaster struck. Talk us through exactly what happened.
Yeah, kind of stupid mistake at the stupid chicane, just overshoot. Then after that, we just came back on the road, but we lost the power steering. Mainly I lost a lot of time from this, so yeah, nothing special, just quite stupid mistake.
And tough on the arms because these cars are heavy. Difficult to keep it under control with no power steering.
Yeah, it was not so easy to drive. Of course, we are training for that, but still, it was quite hard.
Well, you've definitely had a full workout on that stage, that is for sure. Before that, though, the pace was there. You looked really confident and committed on the stages.
Yeah, it's car working well, so like we were able to fight. Like not I was able to take the stage wins, but quite a lot of second fastest and quite close to the top. So yeah, that was let's say we were trying to step by step to catch the in front, but yeah, unfortunately last stage like lost quite a lot of time, so not anymore.
No, that's a real shame, but obviously that power steering problem will be fixed very easily in service. What's going to be the plan for this afternoon now for Taka?
Yeah, let's see, try to get the feeling back. I mean, okay, just need to forget about this, but tomorrow is a more important day, so try to find some good feeling and something maybe try at the setup side, if something we can gain more, even more. So yeah, just I need to reset a bit. Thank you.
Now, you've just been balancing, I'm giggling at you, it's balancing your microphone on your hand, which you will have to share with everybody at home as well. Taka having a spin, I think just a quick, nothing too much to worry about spin, but it doesn't help with Taka's confidence ever just to have those moments.
Of course not, but he was giving a good pace, the maximum out of him. I don't know if he was unhappy or not of his settings or everything, but you have to try the maximum. And like was saying, who was it? Martin, the co-driver of Neuville. The lines are not natural here. Yeah. So at one point, maybe you get caught back by your natural feeling to try to jump into the cuts, and then you realize that you have to put a bit of angle.
Okay, well, just to give you a bit of context of what's going on now, Media Zone still well underway. Bex Williams has been grabbing in all of those interviews. We're going to head up to service as well because service will start shortly. But Martin Sesks was the next of the drivers that Bex spoke to, so we're going to hand over to that. It happened just a bit earlier on.
Martins, has been another strong morning from you out there, still in podium position, third position overall. How have you found Saturday morning out there?
I was actually a bit struggling for the morning passes. Yeah, of course they were a bit different stages. Maybe it looked that they are a bit easier than yesterday. I think we lost some pace on some faster sections, but yeah, still learning the car, of course. And yeah, that's the thing, that I'm sometimes in between. Sometimes I'm too much somewhere, sometimes I'm too cautious, and then I'm trying to find the right breaking point and everything. So it's not that easy driving in this fast rally and trying to keep up the pace with others.
I think that's what everyone has to remember. You've only done one rally before, that was with the non-hybrid. You've had one day.
Thanks that you remembered, because sometimes now, during the past days, everyone's forgetting this.
Hey, but it's your own fault for putting on such a great display in Poland. I put the blame squarely on your shoulders. But you've only had one day of test in the hybrid, and like you say, when you are flat out, when you're so committed, when you don't quite know the car maybe as well as you know your others, it's hard to be absolutely on your limit, yeah?
Of course it is hard, and we don't want to push too much because there's just two rallies which we have to do, and yeah, we have to stay on the road with all four wheels.
Yeah, that's a big ask. But of course, you are within shouting distance of second position. There's not much between you and Seb Ogier, 8-time world champion. What's the plan this afternoon?
Right now, looking like we are again still sandwiched between world champions, and when you look at the times, and it's strange that sometimes you start thinking, I lost 0.4 to Seb. It's like, I didn't do good. And you remember, I'm just doing the second race. I shouldn't think like that.
So you're doing it to yourself. It's not just us doing it, you're doing it as well.
You sometimes are forcing me to do it.
Oh, it's a lot of blame. Good luck this afternoon. Well done for today.
Thank you.
Well, there's still a media swarm around Martin Sesks. So many people interested in just talking to him. Latvia really have embraced him as their hometown hero for the weekend. Like Rich was saying, though, the pressure could start to mount. It's a very realistic prospect now, a podium position. So the pressure could start to mount for him. We'll see. He seems to be handling it all very well, but definitely, things could change.
Yeah, things will change definitely because, okay, this is short stages. Tonight we will have this city stage right in the middle of the place where he was living recently. Yeah. And tomorrow we have still 2 big stages that we will do twice with all the points that you need to have at the power stage and so on. So I can count on this guy and also on Taka to push us maximum. And Seb is only 0.6 of a second in front. So, I mean, we have plenty of nice battle to witness there. So I'm really glad of this battle.
The battle is absolutely fierce, but one man that is leading that charge is Rovanper. So let's have a listen in to the interview that he did with Bex Williams a bit earlier on.
Kalle, it is the rally lead and extending that advantage. It's been really interesting to watch the stages this morning, slightly different from what we saw out there yesterday. You enjoyed them?
Yeah, actually it has been quite enjoyable. Of course, having now good starting place, last car. So yeah, just trying to follow the lines and enjoy, nothing too dramatic.
Nothing too dramatic and no hot moments out there because we have seen a few mistakes out there. It's quite easy to make a mistake at these high speeds.
Actually, it is, yeah, for sure. We have a lot of new stages per day, so it's not so easy to remember everything. And yeah, when you have these narrow poles and corners, for sure, I have seen some lines going wide and stuff, so it's not so easy to keep it precise all the time.
We've been talking to some of the drivers about tyre choice for this afternoon, whether the hard will factor in. We've seen you take some interesting choices, let's say, because you've gone with the extra spare this morning out there, and you had a cheeky smile on your face when you were asked about it at the stage, and you'll see at the end of the loop how it all fares, and it did fare well for you. What's the plan this afternoon, though? Is that hard going to be called into play out there this afternoon?
Yeah, probably. I need to see a bit the condition, what it will look now after we have been there, but in the morning, for sure, we scare. Basically, we take one of the extra tires like for nothing. I think five tires would have been better. But otherwise, I think the tire choice was good. Just a bit too careful with the extra spare. We didn't really need it and use it at all.
Are you just kind of trying to wind up your teammates by taking different options or not?
No, not really. I just try to take the right ones for me, and it has been working so far quite okay.
Tell me about the whole Rally Latvia experience, how much you're enjoying it, because we've talked at length in commentary about the fact that you started your rallying career here, which was many, many moons ago now. What's it been like at part of WRC level, though? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it has been quite enjoyable to come back here. It's always quite cool when you have memories and stuff like this, and yeah, like the last stage of the loop, I can remember I've been there a long time ago, probably like, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like this. And all the Latvians always know some of these stages, so now we are doing these with these cars. I think it's quite cool for them and for us also.
There we go. Well, 4 shorter stages in store for this afternoon. We'll see if Kalle Rovanper can extend his lead any further. Now, the WRCs, we've spoken to Petter, they're all sort of moving into this media zone. So do you think it's time we have a listen into some of those interviews as well?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
I like when Julian looks at me and he's like, what is that woman talking about? Right, you know what? We'll listen into the interviews with WRC 2 that Bex Williams did.
No, I agree. We go for it.
Oliver is the lead in the WRC2 category, and to be honest, it looks like an easy lead for you out there. You're not having to push today, there's nowhere near your limit, you're managing it really well.
Yeah, no, of course, yesterday was a push, and then today I can enjoy and control it, and for sure it's very slippery out there, so I step down the risk, of course, a lot, you know. very slippery, and I struggle with it, so I don't want to push anymore. But yeah, still in a good position, didn't lose so many seconds, so it's all so far going to plan.
How is the car feeling out there today? Because at times you were saying, your drive was fine, but sometimes you weren't so happy with the car.
Yeah, no, I think, surfaces today and maybe the grip level is a bit more like Poland. It's where I struggled. So to find that traction when it's slippery and loose, is probably what I struggle with the most when it's this type of roads today, which is very different compared to yesterday. So, but still, going well enough.
Talk to me about this new look that we're seeing for Oliver Solberg. It's more like a rugged man look than the young, innocent look that we used to see.
Yeah, well, I'm still innocent, still a nice guy, but no, I don't know. He just came along and it's staying, I guess.
I think it should stay. Suits you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck this afternoon.
That means a lot when it comes from Bex.
Mikko, it is a brilliant battle between you and Sami Paijärvi for second position overall. You're currently in second. You're holding him off. How are you finding the event so far? How's the morning been?
The morning been quite okay. In the very beginning, like first 2 or 3 stages, we were losing. For some reason, it helped. We were struggling a bit. Towards the end, always on the split times, we were quite okay on the beginning, but towards the end, we started to lose. But in the road section, I spoke with Mr. Rovanper and Haltunen, and they gave me few advices. So thanks to the boys.
Oh wow! What kind of advice did they give you?
Something for the driving, and they were working.
And it worked.
Yeah.
We need to know more, Mikko. What did they tell you to do?
You need to ask from Kalle. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I will indeed ask. So what's the plan out there this afternoon then? Obviously the Rovanper advice has helped. Do you think you can keep Sami Paijärvi behind for the rest of the day?
Yeah, of course I think I can keep, but let's see what happens. Let's see what I can do. But we don't have any other plan but just to keep going like this, and there are not so many room, any more to go faster or even slower, because we need to keep like this.
Sami Paijärvi, it's like night and day. Yesterday and today, your pace. Yesterday you seemed to struggle a little out there and you couldn't put your finger on why, and today it seems to be coming naturally.
Yeah, especially the first 2 stages in the morning was really fine. Let's say I had somehow good flow on those stages. Then again the next 2 ones I was again struggling a bit. So I think it just has quite much to do with how what is the surface like. So yeah, it's just not so easy on all of the stages.
You're in a massive battle right now with Mikko Heikkilä, 2 Finns together. It's really interesting to watch that for second position right now. What's it like being part of this battle?
It's a normal rally competition, just pushing and pushing until the finish, so that's it.
Push. On these Latvian stages, it's quite easy to push quite hard because I think they're begging you to put your foot to the floor. What have you thought of the stages here?
Yeah, they're quick. I would say still it's more hard than in Poland, so for me maybe Poland was even more kind of easy to push, but it's still it can be enjoyable, but it's quite a lot of grip changes, so it's tricky, but still it's quick.
And as if by magic, myself and Julian Agrassi have moved into the service park there. Now I'm going to bring you in, Aldous, and pop you in the middle of us. There is a reason why we've headed all the way down here, because of this fabulous museum that Martinstad has put into the service park for us in here in Liepāja. Can you just tell us a little bit about the collection? Obviously so much rally heritage here.
Yeah. Well, why we wanted to show this rally did not came just because we started in 1965, so 59 years ago. Father of Martin Sesks, his name also is Martins, so he started this event. And I have had an honor to be many years organizer of Rally Kurzeme, that's how it was called. And so we decided that we want to show to the world that Liepāja actually has long traditions of rally organization and rally driving. And so this is garage. If you take a look at everything that we see, we collected a lot of stuff from old garages. A lot of rally organizers, a lot of drivers have brought from their shelves unique things. Yeah?
And Julian Agrassi picked out the rubber duck that was behind. He had one of those in his car.
If you allow me, Sorry.
Yeah.
This one I was saying last night that I had this kind of duck during almost my whole career into the Ricky car.
Okay.
And when I decided to retire, I kept it with me. So this is in my place. So it gives me some ideas to make a museum also, of course.
Okay.
This one, from where it's coming from?
It's actually old, I would say, Soviet type design. I have had myself when I was a child, and I can say that one of the safety drivers, his name is Aldspiel, and so his surname is Duck, and he's actually had a huge collection of those ducks, and he saw this and said, well, I don't have this in my collection. Yeah? So he's actually doing SAF 1 driving today, and so he's...
Oh, amazing. Well, so of course, like you said, this duck is very important for children of your generation, because this was one of the few toys that you actually had. But this is in the museum as well as all of the other things. If somebody is perhaps watching and thinking, well, I'd like to come down to Liepāja, they can come down and have a look through here and see all the different archives that you've set up.
Yeah. So this museum is open till Sunday evening. So as far as service area is working, so you can just come in and take a look. So we try to make atmosphere how it looks in a real garage. So what people actually being in garage was like tradition, and you could get away from home, fixing your car, have some drink. We have some like real bottles of Soviet time of drinks. They are really produced 30, 40 years ago, not opened. We have a lot of old stuff, old tools. We have TV set with old broadcasts.
Okay, so we know where we will be with Kiri on Sunday evening.
In evening, yeah. We have something to do.
One maybe last question. I know that I kept the very first, or it was actually the very second pace note that I had with Seb, because the organizer of the rally was taking it back at the end of the rally. Do you have here the very first pace notes of Martin's father, or maybe Martin's son?
I don't think if we have pace notes, but what we got, actually we got just a few days ago, we got old road books and old timetables, and actually what we see here is also, this is results chart. So this is how results were done in 85. So now we are looking at splits, and we know right at the moment when car has crossed some line, we know how fast he is. This was taken several hours or maybe a day to get results and find out which place position number 1 is just fifth, yeah? So it took a time to get to the results. And
so let's organize one day a rally with all those old materials.
What a different world it is. Now, we'll have to let you go because this place is absolutely fascinating, but we are running out of time. Just one really, really quick word. Did you always know Martins was this good, or has this even taken you by surprise?
He's fast. He's a very fast guy, but I was never thinking that he will be that quick, neither in Poland, neither in here in Liepāja.
No, come on. Just before you told me, oh no, I thought he would be faster than that.
Listen, Aldous, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. We really do appreciate it. What's coming up this afternoon? Here are the 4 stages and the times in which they will fall. So we have got coming up at 4:15, stage 3, at 5 o'clock, stage 4, at 7 o'clock, stage 15, and then this super special in the city that we've been talking about, stage 16 at 8:15. We'll be back doing exactly the same thing in the media zone here in Liepāja at 8:55 also. All right, well, that is about all that we've got time for. I think myself and Julian might try one of those drinks. Shall we do it?
Right now?
Yeah, why not? See you in a sec.